welcome into our coffee talk. That is our second week of coffee talk, January 17th. Hard to believe that it's January 17th. And we are excited to move to our second topic. And our topic today is talking about notebooks. But before we do that, we want to do a little follow-up on any aha that you had from last week. So Susan's with us again. Susan, thank you again. I know that I put into practice several of the tips that you gave, and I'd just like to hear from you. I know we talked about chat. Chat's great too, but if you'd like to come off your speaker and share a little bit about what you might have implemented and put into your week. Anybody want to share? You can raise your hand. We do that too, don't we? Susan, how about you? What things did you take out of last week as a teacher?
Well, the engagement was really great. And, we were lucky enough to be together for a coffee talk literal coffee, this week. And just a lot of great comments of, bringing awareness, like catching yourself before, you sit too long or you don't stretch your fingers or, just a lot better self-care. So, I think that's a big win. Just paying attention to what we really need and then giving ourselves what we really need too. It looks like Christy is off mute, maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. That was the thing that probably I noticed more this week. I became more aware of that because sometimes I just continue to knit, even when I think my hand's telling me to stop.
Yeah. It's the just one more row. Like we all understand what that means. And
Thanks. Jan from Australia.
Hi, ladies. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm talking a little quiet because the family are all asleep. Well, my husband anyway. um, I, I really enjoyed last week, Susan. Thank you. And I've got up probably every 30 minutes, every hour, because I'm not watching TV and I tend to just sit and get engrossed in TV and my knitting. And I've made myself get up, go either get some water, make tea, or go to the bathroom, but I just make myself get up that every 30 minutes. Made a huge difference. It's been great.
Wonderful. Good. I'm glad that it feels good to you too.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Great. Anyone else want to share?
Yeah, I'll share. A couple things. One is just sitting down and breathing. Taking some calming breaths, breathe in and then breathe out. And then yesterday I was busy straightening things up in the kitchen or whatever. And I was, should I stop? Should I not stop? Well, I'm getting frustrated. And so I wrote down some of the, I have it on another table. I can't remember, but some of the little prompts that she had. And one at the end was, okay, that's enough. That's enough for now. Everything's just fine for now. So yeah, I can quit now. Okay, that's enough. And I'm just going to go believe that and I'll come back to it tomorrow.
Wonderful.
So I gave myself permission just to slow down a little bit.
That's great. That's good. It's freeing, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, good. And it's still there today, right? Like it doesn't go away.
Yeah,
so.
well, I'll see. Maybe the good fairy doesn't come when I'm asleep. So yeah.
And Susan, we're talking a little bit about any more support about implementing these things forward. And
yeah, does anyone need, if you need ideas or if you want to share your wins about implementing, I know the group would probably, really benefit from that. But if you have any questions specifically for me about implementing, we have a few moments to discuss that.
I tell you what, let's let people put that in the chat and then we'll
Perfect.
kind of follow back up with that. I know for me, I've only had 3 cups of coffee, so my brain is not quite perking yet. So I will let people think about that and then they can put it in the chat. And how about if we come back to that, Susan?
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for being with us again today. We're going to talk this Saturday about notebooks, and so I have my 4 notebooks that I use in my life. I use my little knit paper scissors notebook for just incidentals and quick things that I need to remember. It fits in my purse really nice. We have other really fun ones there. I use my Voyager, and then I'm also, which Val's going to talk about today. And then I also use a 2026 planner, which we still have some of these at the shop. And I use this as my habit tracker. So I put my habits and things because I write really big. So I got to have a bigger planner than this, but it's perfect for habits. And then I just have a free for all journal. So I'm all in on journal.
Yes.
Let's hear from you about, she's going to lead us today through notebooks and the value of that and everything. So Val, take it away.
Yeah, this is exciting. I just started using a project journal. Oh, in November. I started in November after Jan talked to us, and it really got my juices going about the whole just documenting the things that I do. And so since Angie just showed all of her journals, I have 3 here with me. I've got this is my big one here. That's my daily thoughts and all those kind of things. Then I have this one here that I write patterns in that I've done or notes from Zoom classes. And I've got my Voyager, and then I've got a big planner that sits out on the island that is my daily appointments and my habit trackers and all that kind of stuff. So I think we all have planners and journals. We all do. It's been a huge resurgence lately in our world with going toward this intentional analog therapeutic practice because we're such a digital world right now. And I went down the rabbit hole doing some research on project journaling, just journaling in general. And in 2020, pre-COVID, well, I need my notes. I got to open up this journal again. In 2020, pre-COVID, it was estimated that there were about 6 to 8% of people globally that journaled, any kind of journaling. Now in 2025, it's estimated 10 to 15% of people globally do some type of journaling, which I found very fascinating. People are wanting to get back into this mindfulness, tangible, tactile thing. They're wanting to get away from the digital stuff. One thing I saw online was someone used the phrase they wanted a tangible documentation of life. And this is what they did. We don't have that with our digital stuff, with our phones. All our pictures are on our phones and our calendars are on our phones and all of that. This is a tangible documentation of our life. And it's a very important life for us as knitters and crocheters because we do it a lot. It's a huge part of our day. And it's nice to have that documentation of it. So, benefits of journaling. I found this website called what's it called? Habit Better. And it's a website for coaches and therapists. And they listed a whole bunch of reasons why you should journal. And so I just wrote down the top 5 reasons to journal. The number 1 was it improves your learning, your memory, and your performance. Number 2, journaling helps you set goals and achieve them. I think we can probably realize that, especially with our knit and crochet projects. It helps you stay focused, is number 3. Number 4, it helps you manage stress, process emotions. That's why I've got a great big journal right here that does that for me. Excuse me. And then number 5, which I think is a big star for us, it improves our ability to think creatively and to be inspired. When we're able to tangibly write these things down in our journals, it helps get those creative juices flowing, which I found was so fascinating. So, but I do want to have one caveat, because I have had some people ask me and tell me, well, I don't draw. I can't draw. I don't paint. I'm not very artsy that way. That's okay. Process over performance, over product. The process over the product. So if you've got a messy journal, that is perfectly fine. We want to allow raw and messy entries in this thing, because this is how we process things in our brain, in our hearts. Just being able to let that stuff just flow out of us. And we all know we make mistakes in our projects. That's okay. I've got one page in here for a hat that I did for my son-in-law. I had to take everything off of it because I changed the whole thing, but I left it in there. I didn't tear that page out or anything. I just crossed it off and put my new stuff in there to show me, hey, it's okay to be messy. It's okay to be messy, because that's my day. That's part of who I am. And I kind of think I'm going to leave these things for my kids, Angie, because it's part of who they are too, because they're part of me. So maybe they might understand me a little bit better once they read these things. So we'll see. Okay, so that's the who's doing it. Oh, I did want to say too, the analog thing, they're also calling it touching grass. It's the touching grass movement. You know how we're always encouraged to get outside, step on, go barefoot, step in that grass, get grounded. And that's another reason, or another thing that they're calling this, besides just that going analog, they're doing touching grass. Okay, let's shift. So that's the who and the why. So project journals, they can be more than just a reference tool. They're a perfect reference tool for our projects, but they can also be a vacation log. So if you're knitting or crocheting on vacation, take a picture of where you are and put it on that page. It's your vacation log. It can be a gift log as well. So who are you making this for? Especially, it's wonderful if you can get a picture of that person wearing the item that you've made. It's just a little photo journal of those kind of things. Also note in it, which I kind of think this makes it more than, it's not a planner, it's a journal. So why did you make this sweater or this hat? Why did you make it? Is it for a knit along or crochet along? What's the details on that? Is it a new pattern from a favorite designer that you wanted to try out? Or did you get this yarn on a trip somewhere, and this is the pattern that you're going to use for that yarn? All these little details are all parts of your life. So it's very important to write those things down. You can also have a little part of your journal that you have for measurements. What's your measurements for your sweaters? I heard someone talking around the table on Thursday about how they have all their measurements for their sweaters in a book, whether it's a fingering weight, a DK weight, a worsted weight. She has all of her measurements in that. And so she knows exactly how many yards that she needs for a certain type of sweater based on the weight of the yarn, which I found very, very nice to have. Also, for all of us sock knitters, it's great to have those numbers in it. And how many of us get to the shop and think, all right, do I have this needle at home? Have the inventory in your Voyager journal. Make a list of all the needles you have at home. Keep this thing in your bag. That's why I love this size, because it just slips right inside of a pocket. And then I've got everything that I need right here. I may have another book like this that I write bigger things on, but the things that I have to have that I need to know are in this Voyager book right here. Okay. Are there any questions so far? Any thoughts so far? No? Okay, good.
I
Well,
love
that's
your
good.
idea, Val. I
Huh?
love your idea of, like those Voyager notebooks, which we're going to show in a minute. You can
Mhm.
slip different notebooks in, right?
Right.
And so then you could have one that is like your statistics notebook.
Mhm.
And even like people that knit socks for other people,
Yes.
that is one people, you could
Yeah.
collect all that for all your people and have that all in one of those, right? I love
Yes.
that idea.
Yes. So let's go ahead and get into the tools part of this. And that is one thing that I like about this. I like a lot of things about this Voyager notebook. But another thing is the fact that you can put in the different, put in the different sections, the different books. So I've got my first section, of course, I have all my projects that I've been doing, and I am going to write down all my needles that I have. Some people like to carry their needles with them. I find that it just makes my bag too heavy. So I don't want to do that. So I'll write it down. I'm going to put my needles in here. I'm going to put my measurements in here with another one of them. So it's always right here and I can add to it. My project one, when I finish it, I'm going to take it out and I'm going to store it up on the bookshelf or whatever and put a new one in for my projects. These are great because they are expandable. It's very, very nice. Okay, so project journals. This one is a nice small one. Like I told you, it works great for sticking in your bag and to have your very important information that you need to know. If you need a bigger one, like you are going to put bits of patterns in it, like sections of patterns, and use it to mark off and make your tally marks, you might need something that's a little bit bigger. So that's great. You could do that. There are all kinds of books out there that we can use. You saw all of Angie's, you saw mine, so the inventory is off the charts. Pins. We all need pins. We all love pins. I moved this so that I could slide my computer back, but I have this on my desk. These are all of my pins.
I love it, Val.
And then I have a bag of other pins, colored pins, that I keep in my other bag. So I just keep these two things together all the time. These are my pens and my Voyager notebook. You need glue. Glue stick works great. If you could find the glue stick that goes on purple and then dries clear, try to find that because that's very helpful, especially if you are, let me see if I can find, if you are putting on, little frilly yarns and stuff on your page, it works really good. I see. I need to redo that one a little bit, but try to find the purple glue. Some washi tape. I've got some washi tape in my bag or in my little pencil bag. This is fun just to add. If you don't like to draw, get washi tape. That's what you get. And I have that for, we were going to play that video before I started this.
However you want to do it, Val. We're good.
Let's play it right now.
Okay. Okay. Very good. So Val and I did a quick video this week. It's all fine. We get to pivot.
Yes.
We get to pivot. We did just an up close video so that you could see her notebook. And so we'll do it midstream here and we'll go to screen share. And then we've got some comments, so we'll come back and we'll visit those as well. Let's go to share. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Ready, set.
Voyager planner. My first entry were some crochet Christmas trees. I used a little washi tape that I received as a gift to show that this is going to be gifts. And I like to have the yarn labels because everything that you need to know is on here. How many yarns are in there, the gauge, everything that you need. And here's my little sample right here that I put on. So I've done several, hats for the boys, same thing. I like to take pictures with my little camera that I just got. Here's my Advent socks. Just kind of running through hats right here. But I want to have the name of it, the name of the pattern, who it's by, who I have it for, when I started it, when I finished it, the yarn that I used, the colors. These are Jason and Ryan's, and they were gifts, and what needles I used. I also put the links too. I used 16-inch and 32-inch when I went to Magic Loop for my decreases. So I always do that. I do want to show, here is my Jameson's beanie that I'm doing. I have made some adjustments to the pattern, which I wrote that down right here. And the numbers that I use, the colors, and all of that. I started something last night. So here's a vest that I'm just getting started with LBA yarn. So I will make adjustments here. And so I'll write them down. I'm sure I will write them down so I can keep track.
Okay, there we go.
Yep. Comments?
Yeah, let's see. Christy says, documenting your knitting projects tell the story about who made it and why. Quilters put a story and dates on them. So people know the history as they are passed down. And that's a great point, Christy. I mean, I have some of my grandmother's knitwear here that still looks great after 60 years because it was made with red heart acrylic. But I don't know the story to that sweater. You know, that would be great to put the story to that sweater. And Denise says she feels validated because she has favorite pins as well. And then I knew this was going to come up. We kind of forgot to talk about this, Val, but we're going to have to talk about cameras and printers. And I've got my printer here, and Regina may have hers as well. And those were the comments.
Okay, great. Yes, so let's talk about cameras. I just use my phone and take pictures with my phone. And then Canon, I believe this is Canon. Canon has these little printers that, and I got a case for it, so it's this little case. But it's this little printer that, and there's an app. It's called the Canon IV. And there is an app that goes on your phone and it takes you through all the setup. And you just click on the picture on your phone, and it's Bluetooth and it's rechargeable. So, and then it just goes to this and it prints. You do have to have special photo paper that you set in here. So it does one at a time. So you put the paper in here and then you close it up and click on the app, and then it just prints right on through. And it takes really good, or it prints very nice pictures. See if I can find one that, oh, I'll just show you my Advent socks. See, it just has all of my Advent, and it shows the whole sock. And something like the Advent sock, you really can't have a yarn sample of it because of the striping. It just wouldn't work. You'd be cutting up your yarn just to get all the colors in. So just having a picture is all you need because it tells you all the pictures or all of the photo colors of it. Let's see. I talked about maybe getting a larger one if you wanted to cut and paste sections of your pattern in it. It's important, I feel, that if you do make any changes to the pattern, to mark it in your notebook, because if you want to make this hat again or make those mittens again, you're not going to have to figure out exactly what you did because you've got it all written down in this again. And this is another reason why, oh yeah, thank you, Regina, that Ivy paper is sticky paper. So the photos, you just pull off the back end of the photo and it just goes right onto the paper. You don't need to glue it. They're very nice. I love it. I love it. It was a Christmas gift to me. So it was great.
I have the Insta stack, yeah, which is similar, but my prints like the little Polaroids. So it looks like the little Polaroids, and you can get this at Target. You can pick it up in your local town quickly. If you're
Yes.
like me, like you want the printer, then you want to have the printer
Yeah.
right away.
Yeah.
Regina, did you have a printer that you're using too? I know you put the link for Val's printer in there.
Val's printer is the printer that I'm using as well. It's the Ivy.
Mhm.
I got this for Christmas, and then there's a couple different types of paper. So there's the regular paper that's stickers, and it's the size that Val has showed in our journal. But you can get these little circle ones as well. And so I use these to take pictures of the books I'm reading as well, and then I stick those stickers in my journal.
Oh,
That's a
another journal.
That's a trend too. To
Yeah.
put all the pictures of your books, not just like write them down, but the picture of your book that you have read, no doubt.
Yeah.
Mary says that she uses both Ravelry and a small journal.
Mhm.
Journal for details about gauge and sleeve pickups, as well as hard to recall techniques. So, absolutely, we've taught Ravelry, and a lot of people like to use Ravelry. This is an alternative to the whole analog movement. If you don't want to go to the digital, the thing about the digital is that once you go to the digital, I'm sure this doesn't happen to any of you. You go to it down a rabbit hole. So I have a Kindle now for my reading, so that I don't read on my iPad, I don't read on my phone, I don't read, because if I'm on my phone, then I have a real tendency to go the other direction with that. So
Yeah. Yeah. Oh shoot, what was I gonna say? Oh, and going back to the fact that if you don't like to draw, you don't know, you don't like your drawing, or you're not very artsy in that way, there are books that show different creative lettering that you could use. You could use the stickers, you could use the washi tape. Don't don't think you need to it. Don't think this thing needs to be creative, because quite frankly, the projects in here are the creative part. You're just putting it all in there. And this is yours. You make it the way you want it to be. So I am evolving in this. Even in the month and a half, 2 months that I've been doing this, my last entry looks a lot different than my first entry does. So I'm getting more
and I
comfortable.
think Val, you mentioned last week that you felt more at peace with your projects.
I do. I do. I don't feel stressed, anxious, thinking I've got all these projects out, and I'm looking at them here. I'm in my office, so of course I see them in front of me, but I'm not stressed about it because I've got a plan, to handle things. And being able just to write things down is a great way. It's very freeing. It just releases that stress. It releases the anxiety. It releases your worry. When you have to actually write things down, it makes you think about things. It makes you focus on the issue and get down to the deeper part of it. And doing that has really helped me not stress about my knitting. Yeah.
That's something we don't want to. That's, as we
No.
heard last week from Susan, that's our joy. That's where we want to find our peace. And many of us
Right.
use that for that. So
Mhm.
if this is a tool
Mhm.
that helps with it, that's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the things about this little Voyager notebook is it does have a
Yeah.
sleeve in the back. And so
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it. I got my stitch markers in there.
Mhm.
And then there's a little sleeve in the front with that as well. And as Val mentioned, it's easy to slip in to your project. Any notebook works, obviously, but I like that little sleeve that's in the back of there too. And an
I do too.
emergency stitch marker, Val.
That's a good idea. I need to put some stitch markers in here. And I also like the fact that this thing, it wraps and you've got it closed, because there's going to be times you're going to just stick some yarn in here and you're not going to have time to glue it down. You don't have your glue stick with you. And having this thing wrapped around here, nothing is going to fall out of this. So I have
Very
used
good.
thought about that a lot. Yeah. Yeah. So, put your start and finish dates on there. And if your finish date is a long ways away, that's okay. It's all right if it's okay. Or it's all right if it's a long ways away. My very first entry in here is a pair of socks that I started 1st November, and I have not worked on them for over a month, but I'm not worried about it because they'll eventually get done. Maybe March Sock Madness. I'll get them done then. So that's all I have. If anybody has any questions, let me know.
Yeah, let's go ahead and if you have
Yeah.
questions, put them in our chat.
Mhm.
And a couple of things. We do have washi tape at the shop, so you can find them a lot of places, but we do have them there. Knit paper scissors. So it's only appropriate that we step into the paper world. The paper world has become just really on trend, especially if you're in your early 30s. So if most of us are not in our early 30s, we'll pretend and act like we're in our early 30s by jumping on the movement. As we've always said, we're on trend at knit paper scissors. So we do have that. I think we do have notebooks coming in, right, Val?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
And are they available for pre-order?
Yes. They
Okay.
will be shortly.
Yeah, they will be available for pre-order. And we also got in some paper clips that are really fun as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yes, and some tabs as well. So we're
And we
embracing
got the kitties too.
oh yeah, we got our kitties, yep, that you can use too. So
I have
we're
these all around
embracing.
the house now. They're all over the house. They're fun.
Okay. And then the timer, we talked about the timer. Many of you grabbed that timer last week. It should be arriving this week. So we still have some available that you can pre-order as well. So you can get yourself all in position. Do we have any questions for Val? Get the view, the gallery. Does anybody have any questions? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Okay. Susan, how does this
Angie?
really? Oh, go ahead, Jan.
I just want to say, Val, it's wonderful to see how you've embraced it. It's everything you've been saying is exactly what I experienced when I started as well. And it's just, you've done a really great job and given me some great ideas on the keeping up of your needle sizes.
Yeah.
And I've been doing quite a bit of down the rabbit hole in looking at easy, because even though I wouldn't say I can draw, but I can look at things and kind of do my own version. And there's some great YouTube videos, there's some great reels, there's some on just simple lines, just doing lines and doing color with the lines. That's all. One of the things I picked up was these are just little round stickers.
Mm-hmm.
Just with a line on it, and it just adds pop of color. And the other one was 2 stickers cut
Very nice.
done into a banner. So that was just stickers cut in half, cut with corners, and put on top.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, no artistic, and as you said, whatever you want to do, it's yours. Put in a flower, press the flower, put it in, whatever.
It's amazing because
Thank you,
those
Jan.
of us that grew up scrapbooking,
Mhm.
that's all coming back around.
Yeah.
I've got a room full downstairs. All I got to do is go find some of those stickers. So sticker sheets are hot again. I mean, really, really hot. You can follow Paper and Pencil, which is a paper store that I went to in Chicago when I was out there over the Christmas holiday. And I enjoy watching them because they're all about this. And they're going to make you on, they're going to keep you on trend for everything. So it's called Paper and Pencil, and it's out of Chicago. and they're fun to follow on Instagram, and their store is super, super tiny. In fact, they have to have a waiting line to get in because it's
Mm.
so popular.
Mm.
So popular. All right, Susan, how would we use this as we think about kind of our wellness and all of those things? How do you see this playing forward for us?
Well, first of all, Val, that was wonderful. And I've already used 2 pages in my own notebook to take notes because you've inspired me to adopt some other practices. So thanks for that. But the journaling and documenting your process and accepting the process is just so healthy for us and calms our nervous system. And I would say on days that maybe we're not feeling as inspired or creative, going back to see the documentation of how that project evolved or how, where we found the win. I love the pictures of people wearing our um, knitwear and crochet wear. Like how good does that just feel thinking about it? And that reflection is really what can kind of keep us motivated forward and help us find like, yep, I know what I'm doing, I'm winning, and really bring us back to that joy. And it probably will get us unstuck on the project we're working on today. So just really nice to go back and show that, hey, we're good at this. I just need a little kick or spark to kind of get over this block I'm having right now.
Fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. All good things that kind of converge together to build our wellness into our 2026. And we're a community, and so we care about your well-being, and we care about your project health, and that we're moving forward and having good experiences. And yeah, we do have some hiccups along the way, and that's normal. But to embrace that and then to say, like, I put my cowl on this morning and it was like, I think this is the most favorite project I've ever knit today, at least, until the next one. I haven't even woven in the ends. I don't even think I'll do it. I think I'll just be a rebel and wear it all day without my ends woven in. A couple questions about where do you get your colored pins? These are really nice pins. I don't have the sleeve, but they come with really creative little fun jingle jangles on them at the shop. You can find pins. Barnes and Noble has great collection of them. Your office stores, Target, all of those. But pick you up some of the knit paper scissors ones because what they are colored, and and they have fun little sayings. And I think Val, our Valentine shop is opening, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Right. And so we've got some new little branded notepads and branded pins, and they are super fun. You told me you love those pins.
Oh, yes. Those are fabulous pins.
They are really, they
I
write
just
good.
wanted to say was it Mary that asked that question? That when you start looking for pins, you'll find pins everywhere.
Mhm.
Everybody has pins, it seems like.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. And just grab the fun ones, grab the ones that speak to you. So yeah,
Great.
that's what I've done.
Okay, fabulous. Now, Regina, let's give a look. Thank you, Val, so much. Really inspiring. Really inspiring. I'm teaching mittens this afternoon, and I had it written down in my little notebook because I'm like, oh yeah, Christy, we'll see you this afternoon. I had to go, what exactly was that needle and what did I do? And so it was really nice. I mean, I know that Ravelry does that same thing, and I just don't do it. So if you're a Ravelry person, I applaud you. I think that's really, really fabulous. It doesn't work for me, but this does. So you have to find your personality for your notebooks, for how you like to keep track of things. And I think it's great. One thing you might do when you get done with your projects is on the front cover to put the date. like
Mhm.
January 2026 to March or whatever it is. So that then when your kids are going through your stuff and they can't read your cursive, I like that, Tana. That's true. They really couldn't read my writing. Then they'll be able to say, oh, there's that project that mom did or grandma did or my aunt did in January of 2026. So that's a Franklin Planner concept where it's everything's dated and you file it away dated wise as well. So really fun to come together. Next week, we're going to talk about our analog bags. So Regina, you want to give us a little hint on what that's going to be about?
Preview, sure, absolutely. So, as Angie said, we are on trend at KPS. So, we're going to be talking about the viral TikTok trend of analog bags. As knitters and crocheters, we already have a start to this. We carry our projects with us, and we have an analog hobby, but there's lots of additional ideas and activities that you can include in an analog bag. So, I'll be showing my artifact bag and what it's filled with, sharing lots of ideas for additional items that can be included in your analog bag, and talking about how it ties everything in that we've talked about so far, putting your journal in your analog bag. And then we've got the knitting and how analog hobbies are about being present in the moment and being intentional about when we're connected to our phones and when not. So it's going to tie in everything that we've talked about so far.
Ooh, I'm excited for that. I mean, who doesn't love a good bag? Right? We won't all dig through and we won't have a who has the most bags count. We don't care about that. We all know that we just love great bags. Regina, I'm super excited for that. We do have one artifact bag still at the shop, and I have more of those coming as well. Of course, any bag works, and many of you have bags that are working as well. But if you enjoy the artifact bag, which comes out of Omaha, the company is out of Omaha, and so that's kind of a fun thing that will be back in the shop. So we're getting all of our supplies ready for you as well. So thank you. Thank you, Val, again for being on. And Susan, thank you. Now, one other thing I would encourage you to do is participate next week, not only to hear about Regina, but we're going to have a little fun little thing to give you that helps you implement and implement. I know you're implementing right now, but implementing and moving things forward that then we're all going to come together on February 14th from noon to 2 and celebrate. So you want to, if you've got that date available, of course, it's Valentine's Day. So we'll have a little sweet treat there and just time together as Coffee Talk in person. And we're going to tell you more about that then next Saturday. And then, of course, we will be together before that on February 7th and then March 7th. And we're going to, we're open to some topics that you'd like to cover. We've got some ideas for things, but some additional topics to cover that talk about wellness and how to make it happen and make it go. So thank you for being on, and thank you for being part of our KPS community, and have happy journaling this week. And we'll see you next Saturday, same time, same place. All right. Bye, everyone.